can make fun of me all you want. That's what's super. That's what's super duper, full tank. Alright, so here it is. We're outside, obviously, from my porch, and the neck has been removed. And here's the great part about it. I'm over here thinking, I'm going to put a shim in there, and I have one ready. I don't know where I put it. I have a shim ready to go. Look at this shit. Two shims already. Wonderful. So, I'm going to try another shim. I have a feeling that this neck is the biggest problem. I mean, these aren't even centered right. These two are not centered with each other. I mean, this neck, I've seen budget guitars before, but this neck is probably the worst thing I've ever seen. And they put a bone nut on it. That is a bone nut. I'm pretty sure it is. So, I mean, at least they put some silk on a pig. But I still love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So here's the neck pocket, which is clean. It's fine. And, you know, it's exactly as I suspected. Some plywood. But that was the original finish. I thought maybe it was a solid black or something, but it was originally a sunburst style finish. So opening the cavity up, let me turn this. You can see more of the original finish in there, and more of the striations, is that what it's called, of the plywood. Looking at the back of the pickguard, you know, let me bring it this way. I think I had it like this before. Yes. There's all kinds of sawdust and shit in here. It's just gross. So I'm gonna have to clean all this out. I got contact cleaner. These are real scratchy. But they're on or off. There's really no tapering to it. So I'm going to get some proper taper potentiometers for this thing. I don't know if I want to change the pickups, though. I'm sure they're junk, but they have a sound to them that's quite pleasant. It's bizarre. I put the markings on in case I took them off. And they're both wired together. They're both wired together to be playing at the same time. This capacitor's garbage. Although I will say this, when I rolled the tone all the way back and left the volume all the way up, it had a really nice jazz box tone going on. So, you know, who am I to say? So I may replace some of the electronics, keep these pickups going, and see how I feel. Obviously, because they're wired the way they are, they cancel each other out. So there's really no hum to be had. So that's a plus, but we'll see. We'll see. If anything, I'll go with either lipstick or gold foil single coils from probably Guitar Fetish or something like that. I'm not gonna worry about that. So even the neck plate still has some paint on it. So moving on to this, you could tell this thing hadn't been cured properly. It doesn't have a top coat on it. It looks like they just sprayed it, and they did a good job spraying it, but there's tons of orange peel, and there's a lot of signs of where they were sanding beforehand. I think up here was the biggest, where the edges just don't quite jive, you know? But that's okay. I mean, what is this guitar really worth? So, onto the bridge, actually. I don't like this bridge at all. I think it's garbage. It's poop. It's an interesting idea. It's classic. It's, you know... I'm going to see if I can't find some alternatives to either slot in here, something with, you know, adjustable delios, or just something that'll, like a Tunomatic that'll go in there. The problem I think I'm having with that idea, though, is these are so close together, that break angle. I don't know. And this has to be so high up to compensate for all of that. I mean, I may be able to take both those shims out. I mean, the shims were there for a reason. But I might try it without the shims, and then adjust this and see what's happening. I mean, as you can see, I kept the strings on the thing. So I'm not putting new strings on this until I'm ready to rock and roll with it. I really like this. I just wish it was further back, which I may actually do. I may drag it back probably to, you know, as far back as I can without it losing anything. You have to slide the the ball ends through here and then hook them and bring them in. So stringing this guitar is going to be a pain in the butt, but nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. So I don't understand why, and I guess it's just my phone. It's coming across a real blue, like almost like a sky blue. But I assure you it's a turquoise color. Somebody had mentioned that to me privately about the color. We were talking about this guitar and whether or not I was going to hang on to it or not. I think they were fishing to see if they could get it from me. Everyone seems to like this thing. It's the biggest foobar ever, but it's definitely got a vibe. It's definitely got a vibe. So I think I'm going to leave the finish. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit and then put a top coat on there. I may actually do some art on it too. I think this guitar would lend to a little bit of art. I'll get out my Posca pens and see what I can come up with. Pickguard's going to stay the same. And the only thing I'm worried about is the neck, which I can replace fairly simply. eBay has a ton of really rad Fender style necks. This is Fender scale, 25.5. I forgot to mention that. My apologies. I did check it with that. But there are a couple necks out there that are actually bound almost like a Jaguar and have the block inlays and stuff like that. I might try to put something like that on this. I think that would work out well. I'll just keep the neck as an oddity, and I'll even redo the nut. I mean, reuse the nut. It's a nice bone nut, and as long as it's cut right for the next neck, I'll be good. I'll be happy with it. But either way, that's where this is at, and I don't know. What say you? Where would you go with this? Honestly, tell me what you would do with it all the way in the beginning. Don't tell me what you wouldn't do as far as what I'm planning on doing, or at least discussing at this moment. What would you do, though? Would you trash it? Would you try to make it work? I want this guitar to work so much. I know it's never going to be a top-grade player or anything, but the sound and the vibe from this thing is just amazing. So there you go. I hope you had an enjoying look at my day with all the other stuff, the grill and the scooter and the bagpipes. Pretty cool stuff. That was my first legit scooter run. I finally got plates on the thing. So that's really it. So guys, go ahead and leave your feedback. Thumbs up, thumbs down. All feedback to the creep is positive, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. So until next time, take care. Keep it real. Yes, I'm going to start saying that on this channel too. And bye-bye.